Horror movies are one of my favorite genres, but, admittedly, today most of them can be watched with a smile on my face. There are not so many scary moments, and it seems that I, like most viewers, have already developed a certain immunity. Today I prepared for you 20 horror movies that are really worth watching. Alien, Romulus. 22nd century. On a colonized planet where Jackson's star never rises, life passes in the darkness of mines and endless labor. Here, people are mere cogs in the machinery of corporations, and their dreams are shattered time after time by bureaucratic brutality. Rain is one such worker. Together with android Andy, whom she calls her brother, she planned to leave this world and start a new life on another planet. But the corporation decides for her. Her contract is extended for another 5 years with no choice. When it seems that there is no more hope, fate throws up a chance. A derelict spaceship floats by, and in its depths may hide equipment that can give freedom. Rain and her friends decide to take a chance and sneak onto the ship. What they don't know yet is that something much scarier than corporate slavery awaits them on board. Alien, Romulus takes us back to the roots of the franchise, creating an atmosphere of primal horror and claustrophobia. Dark corridors, cold metal, a sense of doom. The movie turns the journey for freedom into a nightmare where every step could be your last. And the xenomorph, ancient and merciless, proves again that in the depths of space man is only a victim in someone else's game. Smile 2. The sinister smile once again stalks its victims, turning fear into something tangible. The sequel to the horror hit once again immerses viewers in an atmosphere of paranoia and impending nightmare. Pop star Sky Riley on the eve of her world tour faces a curse that leaves no chance for salvation. One look at someone else's creepy grimace and there's no turning back. Panic, despair, hallucinations, fear grows, and music and fame no longer save from the nightmare that lurks in the shadows. But the demons of the past are no less dangerous than those lurking in the smile. Pressured by fame and her own mind, Sky is forced to confront the fear that could erase her identity while she still has a chance to get out alive. Smile 2 heightens the tension and expands the mythology of the original, turning fear into a spectacle where a smile is not a sign of joy but a harbinger of impending doom. El Cuco. Seeking a change of scenery and a respite before the birth of their child, Mark and Anna decide to go on an unusual vacation. Being 8 months pregnant, they agree to a house swap with an elderly German couple, Hans and Olga, whom they met on the internet. However, their dream of a relaxing vacation turns into a nightmare. A strange house, hidden threats, disturbing details that don't immediately seem sinister. Something about their new acquaintances is vaguely unsettling. And it soon becomes clear that Hans and Olga have very different, frightening plans for them. El Cuco masterfully builds up an atmosphere of suspense, turning a familiar situation into a paranoid thriller. The movie plays on the fear of the unknown and other people's intentions, making the viewer think, how safe is it to trust strangers, especially when your life is in their hands? Evil Dead Rise. The nightmare of the dead is back, and this time the evil gets to the heart of the family. Beth travels to Los Angeles to visit her sister Ellie, a single mom raising 3 children. Their meeting was supposed to be a warm reunion, but everything changes after a massive earthquake. A crack forms under the parking lot, leading to an ancient vault where the children find a sinister artifact, a Book of the Dead. From that moment on, reality turns into a nightmare. Evil awakens, penetrating the native walls and turning a cozy apartment into an arena of indescribable horror. Demonic possession ruins the family, and Beth is forced to fight not only for her life, but also for the souls of those she loves. Abigail. What could possibly go wrong when a crime boss's daughter is kidnapped? A group of criminals expects to make a fortune by kidnapping 12-year-old ballerina Abigail and demanding $50 million for her. They seclude themselves in a remote mansion, expecting a ransom, but soon realize they are trapped not for the victim, but for themselves. Strange events begin to happen one after another. The girl, who seemed defenseless, turns out to be a creature scarier than any mobster. Abigail is not just a child, but an ancient predator, a vampire who has no equal. One by one, the kidnappers fall victim, realizing too late that they have chosen the wrong target. Abigail takes the classic kidnapping plot and turns it upside down, turning the perpetrators into hunted animals. It's a stylish, bloody intense horror that leaves no chance for its characters or the audience, only fear hunting in the dark. Five Nights at Freddy's. An abandoned pizzeria, animatronics with creepy smiles and a secret hidden in the darkness, Five Nights at Freddy's brings the iconic video game to the big screen, turning the night shift into a deadly ordeal. Mike Schmidt urgently needs a job. He accepts a position as a night security guard at Freddy Fazbear's, an old family-run pizzeria closed after mysterious disappearances of children. He has no choice. Social services are threatening to take his little sister away from him if he doesn't give her a stable future. But on the very first night, the pizzeria begins to descend into a nightmare. Mike has visions of his brother Gareth missing. He meets 5 children, but they disappear before he can speak to them. The next night, he meets Officer Vanessa Shelley, and the truth begins to take shape. Years ago, 5 children went missing here. And now the animatronics are running their own game. The Pope's Exorcist. When evil lurks not only in the human soul, but in the very history of the Church, exorcism becomes not just a ritual, but a battle for the truth. The horror film starring Russell Crowe is based on the true story of Italian priest Gabriele Amortha, the chief exorcist of the Diocese of Rome, who is rumored to have performed tens of thousands of demon exorcisms. However, what he has to face this time is out of the ordinary. The next case is a possessed boy whose suffering cannot be ignored. But in the course of the rite, Father Amorth discovers a connection between this case and an ancient secret that the Vatican has hidden for centuries. The demon who has taken up residence in the child's body knows too much, and his target becomes not just one soul, but the entire Church. The Pope's Exorcist combines classic horror with mystical thriller, balancing real facts with frightening fantasy. This is not just a story about exorcising demons, but a dive into the dark depths of faith, power, and fears that are too dangerous to keep quiet about. Yorgos Lanthimos once again plays with the boundaries of genres and perception of reality, offering the viewer 3 strange but mesmerizing stories united by the theme of power, submission and destiny. As in Favorica and the Poor Unfortunates, the director fills the film with absurdity, harshness and tragicomedy, and the actors reincarnate into different characters, creating a sense of disturbing multilayeredness. The first story is about a man who decides to break his dependence on an overbearing boss in an attempt to take control of his own life. The second is about a policeman whose wife, missing at sea, suddenly returns but becomes a completely different person. The third is about a woman who searches for a spiritual leader among people with special abilities, but destroys her own relationship in the process. Kinds of Kindness is a movie puzzle, where the elements of reality come together to form a picture or fall apart into chaotic images. Lanthimos again shows a world in which human nature is something frightening, unpredictable and crazy, and kindness takes the most unexpected forms. Art the Clown returns, and this time he swaps pumpkins for Christmas lights, but that only makes the holiday scarier. After surviving the horrors of the past massacre, Sienna and her brother try to get back to normal. The Christmas season is ahead, a time of joy, light and hope. But their illusion of safety is shattered when the creepy clown is out hunting again. Art is ready to turn A Winter's Tale into a bloody nightmare, and his new game promises to be even crazier and more twisted. Terrifier 3 intensifies the brutality and madness, making the iconic killer even more frenetic. The visual style of the movie is a combination of retro slasher aesthetics and blatant brutality, and Art the Clown becomes a truly demonic embodiment of horror. If the previous installments were shocking, the third one is a real treat for horror fans, where Christmas is colored in scarlet. Thank you for watching to the end. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. And if you have any thoughts or questions, write in the comments, I'll be sure to read them. See you in the next video.